is it actually possible to invest in real estate remotely and still be successful? This is one of the most common questions we get from our students, and for good reason. The idea of buying a property in a city you don't live in, working with a team you've never met in person, and maybe even managing a renovation from across the country, I know it all sounds risky, but I'm here to tell you, not only is it possible, it's actually how I started. I bought my first rental property while working abroad in Japan, and the property, it was in Mississippi. That's about as long distance as you can get. And since then, I've invested in properties all across the country, some of which I've never seen in person. And we've helped hundreds of our students do the same. If remote investing feels out of reach, I'm hoping this video changes that, because some of the best opportunities are long distance, and we believe it's one of the keys to our success as a real estate investor. Stick around, because later in the video, I'm going to show you exactly how to qualify for the tax advantages of real estate investing while investing remotely. And I'll also be sharing examples of students who sheltered multiple six figures of income, all with properties that weren't local. Hi, I'm Kenji. I've been investing in real estate for over 25 years. Together with my wife, we started investing in 2015, and we developed a system that helped us reach financial freedom in just 3 years. Since then, we've taught the system to nearly 4,000 students how to use real estate to build wealth, get back their time, and live life on their terms. And here's what we've learned. You don't need to live near the property to be a successful investor. We've bought and sold properties in markets we've never visited. We've managed renovations from thousands of miles away, and we built a large portfolio that continues to grow without being local to our properties. And by the end of this video, I'll walk you through exactly how we did that. Now let me ask you something. What's actually holding you back from investing in real estate remotely? Is it that you've never seen the neighborhood? Or is it that you don't know who to trust? Maybe you don't know any agents or contractors there? Maybe you're afraid something will go wrong and you won't be able to handle it? Whatever it is, you're not alone. Every investor we know has their own version of this, and it's totally normal to feel that hesitation. For some, it's about control. For others, it's about trust. And sometimes, it's just the uncertainty of doing something new. Those concerns don't mean it's impossible. They just mean you haven't done it yet. Once you see how others are doing it, it gets easier to believe that you can do it too, successfully. In fact, some of our students have never met their property managers or contractors in person, and they're running profitable rentals in completely different time zones. I'll show you the mindset shift that made it possible for them and how you can borrow the exact same approach. Here's something that might surprise you. Even when we own properties just 30 minutes from our house, we weren't driving over every weekend. We weren't walking every unit or hovering over every repair. Why? Because we had a team we trusted, people we could rely on. And that right there, that's the real key. It's not about proximity. It's about process and people who can take care of things. How do we know this is true? How do we know that you too can be successful at long distance investing? Because we saw our students have success during COVID. You remember the global pandemic when we were all in lockdown? It's a funny thing that happens when someone tells you you can't do something. It's in our nature to rebel and figure out a way. This is exactly what happened during COVID. During that time, you were told you couldn't even go to your properties. Even if you were buying a property down the street, everything had to be done virtually. Showings, inspections, renovations. And did that stop people from buying properties? Not at all. In fact, so many of our students bought their first properties during COVID. Some even scaled to 5, 10, even more units, all remotely. So if they could do it in the middle of a global pandemic, you can absolutely do it now. One of our favorite examples is a property we bought while traveling in France. We were in France because we had achieved financial freedom with real estate, so we took a year off to travel as a family. I remember we were in an Airbnb in the French countryside when our agent texted us about an off-market property. We immediately knew it was a great deal. We put in an offer, signed the paperwork, and did the inspection and bought the property all remotely. And we didn't stop there. We managed a major renovation, got it rented, held on to the property for a few years, and eventually sold it. And here's the wild part. We never stepped foot in that property, not once. And that experience taught us a powerful truth. If you have the right frame of mind, location doesn't limit you. That's exactly what I want to show you in the next section. A simple mental reframe that helps remote investing feel less intimidating. Now let me ask you this. If you had a close friend or family member who lived in the city you want to invest in, someone who could stop by, meet a contractor, take a few photos, would you still feel nervous about buying there? For most people, the answer is no, because suddenly having someone you can trust right there makes it feel possible. And that's what building a great team gives you. You're not hiring vendors, you're building relationships, people who help you extend your reach, even if you're across the country. That's the mindset we teach and how our students build trust even in cities they've never been to. Now, I mentioned in the beginning of the video that I would show you how to qualify for the tax advantages of real estate investing while doing it remotely. A lot of people have a misconception about this. They think that if they invest remotely, they can't qualify for real estate professional status or the short-term rental tax strategy. The reason? They assume they won't be able to get the necessary hours. But that's just not true. Just like you can buy a property, renovate it, and eventually sell it, you can get the necessary hours to qualify for the tax benefits, all remotely. Let me show you some examples from our students so you can see exactly what they did to get the necessary hours to qualify for the tax benefits. One of our students lives in Washington. She bought a short-term rental on the beaches in Alabama. She arranged all the furnishings to be delivered to the property, flew out for a week to set it up, and once her property was set up, she managed everything remotely from there. She used the short-term rental tax strategy and the 100-hour material participation rule. And with that one long-distance property, she created a $200,000 tax shelter. Another student who lives in California bought long-term rentals in Las Vegas and Houston. She handled acquisitions, oversaw renovations, stayed hands-on, all from a distance. She qualified for real estate professional status and was able to shelter over $600,000 of her husband's W-2 income. And again, she doesn't live anywhere near those properties. Here's what the IRS actually cares about. Not where you live, but how involved you are. Acquisitions, oversight, decision-making, management, these are all activities that count. It's not about proximity, it's about participation. And yes, you can do every single one of those remotely. So if you thought location disqualified you from the tax benefits, it doesn't. Now let's get back to where we started. Is it actually possible to invest in real estate remotely and still be successful? The answer is yes, absolutely. You don't need to live nearby. You don't need to wait until you move. You just need a team, the right systems in place, and the right frame of mind, and the belief that you can do it. Remote investing opens up access to better markets, higher returns, and massive tax advantages. And best of all, it puts you in control. Now, if this video helped you start to believe that remote investing is possible, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and please share it with a colleague who is stuck because they don't think remote investing is possible. If you want to learn more about the tax saving strategies I discussed in this video, like real estate professional status or the short-term rental tax strategy, check out these videos next.
If you're a high-income earner and you're ready to take the next step, this is exactly why Letty and I created Zero to Freedom, our course specifically designed to teach high-income earners our fast fire system, where we teach you how to find the right deals, scale up quickly, and use advanced strategies so you can build a real estate portfolio that actually moves the needle. If you're serious about buying back your time and living life on your terms, check out the link in the description to learn more about Zero to Freedom.
See you in the next one.